All right, guys, can you hear me? Can you see me? All right. I am super, super excited. He's here now. We have no more technical difficulties. My childhood idol is literally going to be on in a few minutes. I'm super, super excited. Um, Words can't express how excited I am about this. So it's not every day you get to interview one of your childhood idols. I get to do that, so I'm very happy. He's, in my eyes, a phenomenal reason of baseball, knows everything about baseball. I wish he was a coach of some form or another for my Red Sox or my Padres, but we can get into that to another time. I'm just super excited. Yep. Here is the one, the only Dirty Kurt himself, Kurt Bevacqua.
What an introduction. By the way, I am a coach of the Padres every single game because I sit there and second guess. So I'm as good as everybody else coaching.
I miss your old show, Dirty Kurt's Dugout.
Yeah, we had it was kind of strange the way I am the one that really dropped the ball on that. I changed to a new studio, and then the new studio was going to move to a different location. So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to get Bill Lee on to start the season, and I want to get him here in the studio live. So I was setting things up for preseason. This was before he started with the Savannah Bananas, and he was going to come down into the Southern California area because he's a pistol boy. If you've never talked to him, you need to get him on the show. He's a great guy. And then I sent in a message into the Padres media department to get a press pass because I wanted to go down once a homestand or something like that, just to get the scoop and see what was going on with the guys and all. And they refused me. So that kind of ticked me off. And I said, okay, if you don't want to give me a media credential where, I can go and cover the club and probably pass on niceties like they're making everybody else doing to do, I said, the heck with you. So I just decided not to partake in any Padre broadcast or offerings or anything like that this year. Although I've been biting my tongue, I tell you, it's been hard.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
The last time I was on with you, I remember winning $100 gift card for gas.
Exactly. Yeah. We had Chevron was one of our sponsors. They gave out $100 gift cards to some of the guests during the broadcast. It was fun. We'll start it back up again. I'm sure I'll get over this kick in the groin from the Padres for not issuing me a media pass. And as you can see from, you're going to have to excuse me, his name escapes me, but he sounds like a great on-air talent. The kid that just got let go or taken off the air by the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know if you saw that, but find it, put it on your channel, and let your viewers give their opinion on it, because this kid said absolutely nothing that warranted him taking off the air. One of the owner's son heard him on his pregame broadcast. This guy does the games like Don Orsillo does and did for the Boston Red Sox and now does for the San Diego Padres. Yeah. He's their on-air TV guy. They took him off the air because he said that the Baltimore Orioles in the past hadn't played very well at Rays Stadium in Tampa. But this year, they were playing much better.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Okay.
That's exactly what he said. He really didn't say anything that warrants getting him taken. There's a big to-do about it right now on social media. and
Okay.
and within the industry that Major League Baseball is basically handcuffing people from going out and saying the things that they want to say. If they don't like what you say, they won't issue you a media badge, or they'll not renew it for the upcoming year. You saw what they did with Ken Rosenthal a couple of years ago.
Yep.
He completely lost any type of job that he had with any of the MLB network, MLB.com, or anything else. He was gone. He still does work for Fox because MLB can't tell him not to hire or who to hire. They probably could if they created enough crap. They probably could get him not where he wouldn't be able to be on the air. But they're proving that they want to rule with an iron fist. So I'm not going to let them rule me.
I know that. I still remember that interview you did, I want to say for the San Diego Times, about your run-in with the Dodgers in 1982.
I don't know if that was my interview or Lasorda's audio that they took from it, and somebody put it into a YouTube video, and it's gotten like I don't know, 15 million views or whatever it is. But it's that was funny stuff.
Yeah, your little thing you said in the newspaper wasn't bad. You were just like, yeah, and the fat little Italian should have been fine too.
Yeah, I'm not a really big Dodger fan. That's why I wasn't real happy with what happened last weekend down at Petco. But, it is what it is. Dodgers are still big brother. Sometimes you have to face the facts. And when the facts are, it's evident that when a team comes in, they're waiting to win and you're waiting to lose.
Yeah.
That's the way it is with those two ball clubs. That's all there is to it. And I think that's really the Dodgers mantra. Sometimes you got to give credit where credit's due. And, my deal with the Dodgers is going back a long time. And it's a matter of, at that time, the rivalry was starting to gear up, and the Padres were starting to play like a winner in the National League West, and they were starting to challenge teams, both LA and also Atlanta, when Atlanta was in, the National League situation with the Padres and the Dodgers. But it's a shame that feelings don't go away, because they just don't. And there's nobody with the Dodgers that's still associated with the team from back when I played. So I have no reason to feel the way I do about it, other than the fact that the same way Red Sox fans feel about the Yankees and vice versa. You don't like the other team. But like I said, you got to give credit where credit's due. And when these guys go out and win, and they find ways to win every year. I never thought that the LA Dodgers would be in first place at this stage of the season this year. Never.
I didn't.
And it's not that I thought that the Padres were going to be, although I would have taken them over top of the Dodgers at the beginning of the year, just like everybody else probably in baseball. But Arizona's been a surprise. San Francisco Giants certainly have been a surprise, at least in the National League West picture. The greatest disappointment, I think, in the National League this year has been the San Diego Padres. I think it's a slam dunk. This team has not played up to its potential, and it's really too bad for the fans of San Diego. But I got to tell you, the guy I feel most sorry for is Peter Seidler. What he did to put together a championship team should not go unrecognized. He did a great job. He spent a lot of money, and it just didn't materialize, and it's too bad.
Is there anything you think the Padres could have done differently in your eyes to make them better, like another veteran voice in the dugout, or stop swinging for the fences every chance they get?
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. I think last night was a pretty good example of the type of team that they are. I'm in Minnesota right now. I am I'm on a little bit of a mini vacation, so I wasn't able to watch the game on TV live, but I followed it live on the MLB app, and I mean pitch by pitch, and historically this year, when that ball club's been down a run or two, if they don't hit a ball out of the ballpark, they're not going to win that game. And I think last night, like I pointed out, was a perfect example. They got down by a run. They were tied after 4 innings up in Seattle with everybody swinging out of their butts. You know, you've got Kim, the leadoff hitter, who's doing a phenomenal job, by the way, with 3 punch outs. You got Tatis with a couple of punch outs. You got Soto had 4. And, you know, when you've got that many guys in the lineup punching out 3 and 4 times, they punched out 13 or 14 times last night. That only tells me one thing: you're swinging from your butt. You know, you got Kim at the top of the lineup and Grisham at the bottom of the lineup punching out 3 and 4 times in each game. I'm not saying consistently, but I'm saying last night.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to win when you strike out 13 and 14 times in a game, and it proves that you're trying to do something that you shouldn't be doing. They don't know how to manufacture runs. The only time that they do it is when they get up 4, 5, 6, or 7 runs, and then the next thing you know, they're scoring a couple of more, and then you see guys trying to hit the ball the other way. It's amazing. It's amazing the difference in that ball club when they're ahead by a long ways in a game and when they're behind only by a run or 2. It blows me away.
I've just noticed, just as, you know, a casual fan that never really got to play baseball or anything, but it's always they're either too early or they're too late. And if they get on base, they don't know how to advance the guy further. They just want to.
Well, I tell you what, I like Xander Bogaerts as a player, but at this stage, where we are right now, if he comes up with men on first and second, no outs in the inning, I'm having to bunt those runners over because he hits into too many double plays. He's not swinging the bat very well. And I don't see the management on this team, and I'm not pointing the finger at Bob Melvin for all of this. I'm talking about from the analytic guys in the front office on down. If they can't see this, they're friggin' blind. That's all there is to it. And it's the same way with, I mean, when Nola was on this ball club, any chance they got the last couple of months, they had him bunting.
Yeah.
You know, why just him? You know, naturally he was only hitting $150. But still, why just him? Grisham the same way. When he was at about 185 or 190, they had him bunting. Oh, and neither one of those guys can bunt very well. And that's the thing that blows me away. You see these guys attempting to sacrifice bunt, and they can't do it. It needs to be practiced.
Oh,
you can't just – and that's another thing that we see in the postseason a lot. You see ball clubs completely change their approach to how they want to try to win a baseball game, and that's have a guy's bunt that didn't bunt all season long and expect them to do it. Well, it's not that easy. It's something that you have to work on. You have to practice. Not only aren't they practicing it at the major league level, but they haven't practiced it for years before that got them to the big leagues because it's all thrown out the window. It's all about launch angle. It's all about exit velo. It's all about trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And the game has become something now that's not as enjoyable as it used to be.
Yeah. I remember in high school, we practiced bunting at least hour and a half a practice.
It's something that comes in handy. You know, I mean, they still do it in college, but as soon as you leave the college ranks, or as soon as you become somewhat of a pretty good hitter within the college ranks, bunting goes down the tubes. You're not going to bunt anymore, because the coaches don't believe bunting your better hitters in key situations is a smart thing to do. You know, sure, their batting average is a little higher.
Yeah.
But look at Xander Bogaerts. I mean, if he's not leading the National League in grounding into double plays, he's pretty damn close. I mean, this guy's come up in a lot of key situations where he's grounded into double play. Fernando Tatis, with all the speed that he has, he's grounded into too many double plays. Cronenworth, Kim, I can go down the line with players that have grounded into double plays. You know what that is? Not doing well in situational hitting. That's all there is to it. You know, they're trying to jump on pitches. They're not being selective in their pitch selection, and they're just swinging from their heels. You know, you got guys, you got the bases loaded, you come up with no outs and the bases loaded, and you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to swing for my heels. I got somebody from behind me. The next thing you know, the guy behind you is coming up with 2 men on and 2 outs.
Yeah.
It's not a good situation. Boy, that's deflating when you're in the dugout. And that's been happening to this ball club, and probably quite a few other ones throughout the league that I don't get an opportunity to see on a daily basis. On a daily basis, I mean, it's happening. So it's deflating. It drives me nuts. If I was that kind of person, I would have broken a lot of TV screens. I'm glad I didn't have big screen TVs back 20 years ago, because I would have been through many of them by now. But I don't do that anymore. Thank goodness.
Who do you think, besides the Braves, is there, like, the Braves' biggest chance of, you know, bumping them out of the playoffs if they go to the playoffs?
Well, I think you have to look at the Braves and the Dodgers. If I tell you what, that team just continues to go out there and put runs on the board. They continue to add players at trade deadlines that help them out down the stretch. I mean, I got to tell you, the San Diego Padres adding Rich Hill and Choi to their roster at the trading deadline, to me, was just a joke.
Yeah.
I have no idea why I can't see any. They talked about them being a good clubhouse presence. You know what? Based on what I've seen and what I saw when this trade went down, if they're a good clubhouse presence, that's a good place for them. Just let them stay there and let them talk to everybody before and after the game, and everything's cool. And I have the utmost respect for those guys. But you know what? If you can't help the team that I'm rooting for down the stretch, I don't want you around, and they can't help them. They can't help them. That's all there is to it.
That's just, when I saw Rich Hill pitch the other day, I was like, really? Okay. All right. Okay.
What about the first game with the Dodgers? When the 8th inning comes around and Darvish had pitched the gem, Suarez goes in, he gives up a couple of runs. They still have a 3-2 lead with 2 outs. Hader's not up in the bullpen. Rich Hill's not up in the bullpen. Cosgrove's not up in the bullpen. None of the left-handers are up in the bullpen. And here comes Outman up to the plate. And they leave Suarez in the game. To me, that was the turning point of the whole series. And I blame management. And again, I'm not pointing the finger at Bob Melvin, because I don't know how much control he has over who he's using. If my closer is telling me I don't want to go out there for 4 outs, get him the hell off the team.
Yeah.
Put him on the trade block before the trade deadline and get some key prospects for him and go into next year. Because if my closer is only good for 3 outs he didn't pitch the whole series. So we got a guy with an 0-point-something ERA that looks to me like he's protecting it.
Yeah.
Going into games, doing a hell of a job, getting guys out. But as soon as you put him into a game, he put him into a game in the 10th inning, lost the game.
Yeah.
Or he gave up the runs. I can't remember the last. I know it happened at least once last year. He brought him in for a 4-out save, and everybody's raving and making a big deal about it. What the hell is the big deal? I mean, it's 1 extra out. It could be as little as 1 additional pitch. And you're telling me that a reliever can't go into the game and do that? That's why this ball club has him. That was a key game in the series with the Dodgers, and they let it slip away.
Yep.
Now, if they bring Hader into the game and he gives up the run, so be it. But you've got your best guy in there doing it. You don't have Suarez doing it, who, by just looking at the way he had pitched in that inning, he really doesn't know where the ball is going. He can't locate.
Yeah, he looked off. Yeah.
So I don't feel comfortable leaving that guy in the game. Does he have good stuff? Absolutely. He's got good stuff. I like his arm. I like the fact that they signed him. But until he gets his act together with locating and getting some breaking balls over and his off-speed stuff over in key situations when he's behind the count, so on and so forth, then I don't want him in the game in a key situation like that. And they left him in there anyway. So shame on them.
Yeah. Who do you think's the biggest loser in the trade deadline?
Oh.
Besides the Angels?
Well, naturally, there's going to be a lot of second guessing going on if they're not able to sign Ohtani, which I really don't see how they're going to do that. He's going to. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing where he goes, and all the speculative talk of where he could end up is phenomenal. I thought before this season, and he's really having an extraordinary year offensively. Before this season, he wasn't much more, in my mind, than a pretty good home run hitter. It wasn't like he went out and hit 330 or even 310 along with 40 home runs, along with the pitching thing. This guy's a phenomenal talent. I mean, he really is. Is he the greatest that ever played the game? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. We'll find out at the end of his career whether he falls into that category. But right now, he's a pretty damn good player. I mean, being able to take the hill every 6 days and go out there and be a DH almost every day. He's doing a heck of a job, and boy, he's gonna get a bunch of money. It's going to be interesting to see how far owners are willing to go. I got to tell you, I think because of the way the Mets played this year, and because of the way the Padres are playing this year, I think there might be 2 teams right there that might back off a little bit because they're scared. Yeah.
That if I go out and spend all this money on this guy, are we just going to do the same thing and spin our wheels that we did this year? I mean, he hasn't been on a winner in Los Angeles for the whole time that he's been there. What makes me think he's going to turn this franchise around? But there's certainly going to be teams that are going to be willing to open up a checkbook. I'm sure the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to be one of them. And they're going to spend big money for him. So it's going to be interesting.
Have you kept in contact with one of your old teammates, Bochy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I give Boch a holler every now and then. He normally calls me from his office at the ballpark. So or calls me back.
He's got a nice little team over there in Texas right now.
He does. It was when they came in and played San Diego swept them. And that really surprised me. But they caught him on a down period and they took advantage. And that's what you have to do. And then Texas leaves San Diego and they go out and they start winning again. So, you have to be able to step it up in certain situations. And Boch seems to be able to push the right buttons where he goes into an organization and he makes it feasible for the players to lock into what he's trying to do, the overall concept. And he knows how to treat guys. He's always been really good at being a people person. And I think he brings that to managing. And that's what makes him such a great manager.
Oh, yeah. I love the guy. I remember numerous times going to the ballpark as a kid and just being like, oh, this is great. This is awesome. Ooh, there's Tony Gwynn. Ooh, wow. They're a lot bigger in person.
Yeah, no, Boch is big. Yep.
He was a catcher, right?
He was. Yep.
See, my memory's not that bad. I remember.
Yeah, he was a good player. He was a good player. Had a backup role a lot of his career, but he spent a lot of years in the big leagues in both Houston and San Diego.
Yeah, I remember he was it Terry Kennedy's back?
Terry Kennedy was there and in San Diego, and Alan Ashby. Was in Houston the same time as Boch.
Wow. Feeling like a kid again. This is great.
Yeah, the memories. Yeah.
So are you still on the
he handled a
pretty. Are you still part of the retirement club? The retired
Major League Baseball Retired Players Association. Yeah. We got that going strong. We're looking out for former players. I think the general public in the very near future is going to be surprised at some of the things that they hear and read about Major League Baseball players. It's not all guys that average $4.5 million a year in salary. There's a lot more to the story than that. So we're going to make sure that it comes out.
Okay. Who do you think, if the season ended right now, would be in the World Series besides the Braves?
I'm going to take I think that's a pretty good bet with the Braves. And because I think they've got a better pitching staff than the other teams. Plus, their offense is just so explosive that, boy, if you get them at a time where they're hot, you're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
And the team I'll take out of the American League is probably Texas. Either Texas or Houston. Whoever comes out of that fight, I think will be the American League representative.
Yeah, Sunday we had our early wagers on who we would pick.
Uh-huh.
And I said, just for shits and giggles purposes, because it happened last year to the Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants were going to be the National League representative, and they were going to play the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants have it. I don't think that they'll be able to advance that far. I think the Dodgers and the Houston Astros have it on them. The other team that you got to be careful of, who could turn it around, is Philadelphia. They got a pretty explosive offense, and if Schwarber ever figures it out where he's not striking out 200 times a year and hitting below 190, boy, he's a guy that every time he went to the plate last postseason and during a major part of the season last year, it brought bad ideas to your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, and it's not just doubles either. I mean, when he gets hot, he hits the ball out of the ballpark almost every time. I mean, he's crazy strong. And if you make mistakes with him when he's at the plate, it's going to cost you. And they got some other guys on that team that are pretty darn good players. I mean, Trey Turner is a heck of a player who's not having a great year. Bryce Harper naturally is a great player. They've got a couple of other guys that can hit the ball on that baseball team, and they've got some pretty good pitching too. So, that's a team that you can't discount. So it's the rest of the year is going to be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, and they seem to be catching hot at the right time too. Ever since All-Star break, basically they've been.
That's true.
Picking. So I think now they're 12 games above 500, I believe. And before the All-Star break, they were like 8 or 9 below, which is
I didn't realize it was that
turnaround.
Huge of a turnaround. Didn't even know that.
So what else you got going on besides being on vacation in Minnesota?
Doing a lot of work. My wife and I actually came back here with my older son to get him going in his junior year of college, and I've got a dinner that I bought in an auction last year with the head coach. So I'm going to take advantage of that while I'm here, and we're staying at a little Airbnb on one of the lakes here in Minnesota, and it's just gorgeous. It's been a great day. Got up this morning, had coffee out on the porch, and in a couple of days we're going to drive up to St. Cloud and spend a couple of days up there. Garrett's going to get back in school and get ready for his junior year, and hopefully a big year for him baseball wise. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever want to start your show back up, you can use our platform, and you can.
I appreciate that. I've got a pretty good. I've got a pretty nice studio that was afforded me in San Diego to. It's actually in Carlsbad. That.
Oh, nice.
That I can use, and they do. They were doing the whole ball of wax with me. All I had to do was show up and do the show. So.
Oh, wow.
I put a couple of shows. I actually put a couple of shows in the can. Bill Lee, one of them. That we haven't even gone around to fully editing yet. That's the part of it that I really want to learn how to do before we go forward, because I want to do some 30-second to 1 minute bits that I can put on YouTube and kind of tease the show. And I wasn't real good at that before this year, before the move to this new studio, and these guys are experts at it. So I want to get
nice.
good at that and be able to, provide them with the material that they're good at, and be able to do those little quick segments that'll promote and market the show.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to it if you ever start up again.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I know you got a lot going on. You just had your anniversary and whatnot, and you're doing all that. And I greatly appreciate the time you got to come on.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I'm sorry about last week.
Oh, you're fine.
I did find out, because you know what?
Things happen.
Your stuff was heading back into my spam today. And I didn't even realize it, because it was going to both mailboxes. So I don't understand how that happened, but it did.
Yeah.
So I've got a little glitch maybe in my laptop. So I'm gonna get into fixing that, and we'll have clean sailing next time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
I look forward to this coming out and more people seeing it. And I know Kristen was really excited that I finally get to interview you. So
that's great. Well, tell him thank you, and again, thank you to you, and we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, and anytime you want to come back on, just let me know. I got 3 other people that love baseball, and they probably want to talk to you. But I know because we missed it, I figure I'd get a chance for people to see you. So
you got it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you. Talk to you later, sir.
Soon. Thank you.
All right. That was my childhood idol, Kurt Bevacqua. You can't tell I'm not too happy I got to talk to him. I just let the man talk. He has the utmost knowledge about baseball. Don't get him started on the Dodgers. But we do have one understanding: the Brooklyn Dodgers logo is probably the best logo ever in baseball. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully there'll be more of these interviews to come where, Doc just talks to people and then we bring them on the show later on. So for a first time, I actually thought it was good. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in, and share it out, like, comment, let everybody know what I was doing. Much love, and I'm happy I got to talk to Kurt. Yeah. All right. Love you guys.